The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Return to the city proper.
Get past the bump town and the submerged quarter. I'll do a significantly longer way.
It's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Actually, they got like a nice beach there. They got to travel through the freaking bum town to get to it.
That says everything you need to know.
I like the idea of like playing at the beach in the Underdark.
But you don't like spider jellyfish.
That's a pass for me.
It's probably where the parasites come from.
You say this, but you dived in the river that flows to this ocean.
My plan was to not get out that far. I would be dead when I did.
Oh my God.
It was an option. Oh, God. Right, okay. You're walking through the city. You walk past the mountain.
Little classic Deserted Mountain.
I wonder how Royal's doing.
I hope she's alright.
Sure, she's writing ballads and stories.
All being experimented on.
Bit what?
It's possible.
They are the house that would do that.
Well, he did ask to experiment on me. Why would he not ask to experiment on her?
But surely she would say no, and then Dee would leave her alone,
You're
right?
assuming she has an option.
Also depends on the, it may be in her favour.
Now I'm worried. We can't let anything happen to her. Why are you so casual about this?
Because there's nothing we can do.
You could ask to see her. Maybe they allow it.
I mean, it would be nice to see her and make sure she's alright, but I'm sure there's other things we could use our time with for more productively.
Oh, you were planning on doing things tonight. How unusual.
How long have we got until that meeting?
4 or 5 hours?
Festival. Must be something we can do.
Well, we have been looking out to see if there is anything to do, but we haven't seen anything. We've seen a few things, but nothing else.
The goddess hasn't obviously been paraded around, which is almost odd. Unless they're saving her for the big ending festival.
What a sacrifice to their gods that would make. As you are walking through the streets, a couple of drow children, yes, they exist, and here they are, look, run through the streets, laughing and giggling, and passing a successful pickpocket check, failing a successful pickpocketing check. They grab something of stumps, but they don't because they failed. Well, actually, no. Failure just means you can be detected.
Vision did on.
You definitely detect them trying to steal a certain item of yours.
Climb a hand down on a wrist, attempting to steal said item from me.
They look up at you, and the child yells, "Orc!"
I mean, it's
Observe
not
it.
wrong.
And I'll sort of throw him back.
Lands
Step
in a
away
heap, and
from
he's just
them.
like, "Orc, orc, orc!" And he runs off.
Is he yelling what species you were, or trying to do an impression of a seagull?
A what?
It's a...
Yes, I know what a seagull is.
Oh, okay.
Even pickpockets here. Fear of worse punishment and still not stop.
To be fair, the pickpocket attempts have been largely a lot less down here than they have been on the surface, in all the surface cities we've been in.
11 on perception.
Nothing of yours has been taken. You are not missing anything.
No, I mean, yeah. But
Something added to it?
I didn't say that.
it's going to be added
You
then.
very talked
Maybe.
around it a
What's
bit.
been added?
You could say what has been added to your supply of food that you carry around. Maybe some additional jerked meat.
What is it? Jerk meat.
You know, it like stretched and pulled and like dried out so it lasts
So
longer on
that's
the
been
road.
added to my pack.
I mean, who can say how long it's been there? I mean, I can. About 45, 50 seconds.
Man, they really want to give you hook parasites, so I don't know.
You can't put a hook parasite in dried meat.
Who added the...
The second child that did not fail to pickpocket Jor-Karroc put it there and is clearly just going away now, trying, like, because they don't know they fucked up.
They were supposed to take something they had left something.
No, that's not how that works.
There's nothing special about the meat, it's just...
Who can say just by looking at it?
Not trying to pin you as a thief, are they? Right.
Or just poison you. It might not be called parasite, but
Yeah.
I'll check the meat and
How are you doing that?
I'll throw the meat out. If it's been added to my pack, I'll just throw it out.
That's fair. That is certainly probably the most prudent thing to do with suspicious meat that just shows up in your pack. Why would that happen, right?
Yep.
So you throw it around on the ground.
No.
Throw it up into the air?
No. If there's...
Sideways into a wall. It's not like this place has bins.
I'll fight when we get to a place to dispose of it.
Okay, so
correctly.
like right now you're just walking off with it, not just discarding it. You just
No.
have it though. So what I'm trying to establish here is, to an outsider, there would be no way of knowing what you intend to do with it.
Correct.
Right. So I know. So okay. So you've segregated it so you remember to do that.
Yes.
Okay. Don't forget now. Like next week.
I won't be here.
Okay, cool. Then she'll do whatever I say she does.
Oh, it was next week the one I remember you talking about a week
Yeah.
coming up where you won't be here.
It's the perfect week to make these guys do things and get all their hit points taken off them. Well, you won't do things, so I'm just going to have to make
Well,
you
we
do
do
things.
things. We use our perception and we see nothing.
Well, that's
It's
not my
half
fault.
It's
You're
not the
looking-
problem. And you say, oh, we're not doing anything. We've tried. We're just
you suck at it.
failing.
So I'm just going to have to make things happen. It'll be fine. It'll work out great. These two will do wonderfully.
Who are you
oh,
off?
actually, yeah, those two. I just remembered those 2 weeks that I've got off. Those 2 Wednesdays, I definitely won't be available.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
I found out yesterday.
I don't even remember when they are.
Yeah, I still
No,
don't
yeah.
remember either.
From the 16th to the 29th, but I'll give you the specific.
Of December.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Not the week after. The week after that.
Yeah, I think there's a weekend.
Yeah. So over Christmas.
And the 2 weeks for the 2 weeks where he'll just do the things that I say.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that,
I mean, there's plenty of things in the Underdark that can mind control people, so it actually makes sense.
It's really common.
Time for a perception check. Well, maybe not, I don't know. I'm going to roll one. Never mind, I bust by one.
oh my fucking god.
You bust as well?
Yeah, rolled an 18.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I don't even know.
Oh no, that's dead on. That's a 15.
Oh, that's alright.
I thought it was a 16.
I thought it was an
It's
18.
all the natural 20s in the world when there's nothing for you to see.
Yeah.
And the time there's something for you to see, nothing!
Well, I got
This is your fault.
I
You
got
did
past
this.
time, but
Do things. Right, so of all people,
Yep.
you are the. But do you even know what to look for?
no.
Well,
Because
we're just
you don't. Because
looking
no
for
one's
anything
commented
sus,
that's
right.
like, oh, weird meter. No one's commented anything. So okay.
Oh, we
so-
did say about the weird meat earlier on, and
Oh, did you? But no
Well-
one responded to that.
no. Are you talking about my jerk meat?
Like in character.
I've mentioned about the jerk meat. No.
No, I was going to say she hasn't mentioned
Okay,
it.
so what would possibly... Okay, so maybe he might think it's related to the pickpocketing kids. Yeah, that might make some sense. Yeah, okay, so you see a suspicious-looking figgle, shatty, you might say, who is up upon a roof, and you're looking around, you look up, and they just sort of like they pull away, like they're hiding. So you can't see them anymore, but you saw them like as you behind a thing. That's you see that.
So I'll carry on my look. This place is so pretty. I want to stay closer to Sulin. Up on the roof and I'll sort of I'll quietly vocalize the specific building. Someone watching us. Hide when I look. Maybe they knock us out for pickpockets.
Can go investigate.
We go walk past, and you can do what you do.
Okay, what's the plan?
So I'm going to break off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep walking, and then I'm going to leap up onto the roof, and then sneak over to them and see what they're doing.
Meanwhile, at least I'll like walk around the back, so if they try to nope out that way, they could be there.
I would just stay being big and obvious in the middle of the street with him.
Yep, good.
And based on what Stump said earlier, I'll just be careful.
So,
Like,
I
yes, this is a
land
beautiful
okay.
place, and then watch a woman walk by.
And then move silently, pass, and hide in shadows. It's a pass.
I'll quickly set 2 for my
Okay.
outback hiding position, just in case it comes up. A 4 is a pass. No, I fucked up. That's a D8. So now that's a pass. And that's a pass.
Well, you rolled the wrong dice.
Yeah, so it's an automatic fail.
Oh, okay, well then the first one was a fail. Which is always hide in shadows.
Aren't you trying to be seen?
Yeah.
No, I was moving, but he's trying to be seen. I ended
trying
up
to be
going
seen
around the
with
back
him.
after Suman breaks off.
So you hear from somewhere on the roof, because you didn't make a perception check. He's like, I need the big one, is that what the heck? It's the other two. Uh-oh.
Up behind them.
Okay, who? Where? Perception check.
Perception check. Oh, fuck, I still can't see him.
Are you kidding me?
No, dead serious, roll a 15.
I don't like this night. This is a bad night. Can we do it again?
I can roll the game.
No, I mean the whole night. Can we just do the whole night again? This night sucks. Everything go wrong ways for fun. Especially you.
Me?
There we go, he admits it.
Hey, I'm the one who had sex twice tonight.
Oh, and you're saying it's the betterment of our party.
I
You
took
were
bit of the beer. I
invited, you
tried
chose not
twice.
Well, you got an hour left. That's good. Right, so well, I mean, I know it's like a couple minutes off, but it's like an hour and 8 minutes, fine. So...
No, your clock's wrong.
What?
It's 11.
Oh, mother hump bucket.
It's
Cool!
done it again.
Cool! You know, I reset that too.
I know!
Why has it gone back?
Weird.
God damn it.
It's...
Okay, fine. So, you passed your check. It was dead on, right?
Alright, yep.
Yeah. No, wait, you failed your check. No, don't pull that shit with me.
I don't know when to say follow your words and not follow your words.
No, I caught myself before it was done. Okay, so you failed your check, but it wasn't by much, was it? It was bust by one, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. So, in that case, I require a listening check.
Oh, God.
Yes, which is a perception check, but you're just
you
using
spend?
your ears.
Can you spend?
I can. Wrong.
I think on perception we need
well.
to hit your beds here. When we know that it matters.
It's a fail. Oh my God! It's
I mean, it's a
a
pass.
pass.
Just.
It is the lowest pass I can get.
I don't care, I'll take it. You hear someone moving around near the raised chimney towards the end of the house that you were on.
Yep.
You can't see them, though, but you hear someone there. And based on what they had just said earlier, you're like, oh, crap, I've got a limited amount of time in which to explode this whole town with my tome of fireballs that's in my pack all of a sudden.
Hey, if he's giving us a tome of fire,
I don't know what you're thinking, but like that's what I'd be thinking.
No.
Also, I'd be thinking that if I had a tome of fireballs in my pack all of a sudden, which you don't.
no.
I will try to come up behind where the voices and place a blade against their back.
Okay, where is their back?
It'll either be front or back or wherever I stepped around. And
So you're heading over to where the noise is coming from.
Yep.
And going like
Yes.
in a threatening manner.
Yep.
Okay. For that, I will require a charisma check.
Yep, fail.
Okay.
Oh, my charisma's 11, so...
But you still do it.
Yes.
You do the thing.
Yep.
Right. So you get on over there and you hold your blade out and you still can't see anything, right? You're like, well, I couldn't see anything the first time, so I'll just stare gormlessly off into the sky. That you're doing that, right? Right?
No?
Oh, well, I guess you better make another perception check then, now that you're very, very close. And this is totally justified.
It's bang on.
Right. You're like, now you're getting close. Your eyes have adapted to the...
The rooftop.
I was about to say moonlight, but the refracted
Crystal light.
crystal glow, and you hold your sword up to what you hope would be their back, and you're like, "Fuck! I still can't see anything. What the fuck's going on here?" So you're like, "Hang on a minute." You squint on in there, and you're like, "Oh, I can." Well, but there's no one there. But I can see so you reach out with the thing to give it a good old light poke, a stablet, if you will, and you feel like there's something there. You're pressing against it, but obviously they feel that happening, and so you sort of see something maybe moving a bit, but it's like there's nothing there. to your eyes, but there's sort of like the vaguest hint, like a not a blur or a shimmer, but just like a hint, suggestion of movement.
Stab it.
Yeah, I'll push it farther and deeper.
Okay, now this would be an attack check. Now, fortunately, you have blind fighting.
Yep.
Now, you're not blind, but it is an invisible enemy.
It helps when fighting the blind.
It would be a fail anyway. Your AC has to be... What was your AC?
8.
It's a pass.
Well,
Yep.
Why are you telling me it's not good? Pass, yay!
Because if it was a 4, it would be a fail.
Oh, I understand that, actually, because I did say the other week that, like, assume if it's a drow, it's a 4.
Yeah.
There are exceptions, and this is one of them. You can't have good AC and a cloak of shimmering invisibility. Or whatever the fuck it's actually called. That's a variant on that.
Right, and so it's just
I always thought that was a dumb name. How can you shimmer and be invisible?
it's just a normal attack.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yes, because, yeah. Then they turned around.
That's actually the one thing
7.
is damage numbers for us.
8. Yeah, 7. Yep, 7.
You sure it's not 8?
I was going to say, don't forget the combat weird. I think she rolled 19, 20, 19. I think, or was it the other way around? That was the other way around, 20, 19,
7.
20.
Okay. So there is a yelp, and they spring backwards out of your reach.
Do they keep their footing?
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they just jumped
Yeah.
off the roof of the
They
I
building.
was going to
just
say, is there no ground below?
Yeah.
They're coming to see me.
They
They're coming to see
fall on stump. You hear a brief...
you. Oh, true, you
But
won't be able to see them
some-
to get out of the way.
Being the butt of all jokes, apparently,
Apparently.
the Brendan of the group, the Derek of the group.
But even worse at fighting.
No, Derek is pretty fucking bad. No, the difference is Stump doesn't really want to fight things. Derek does. He's shit at it.
So what are you going to hit him with?
Well, he's fallen onto me. I'm going to try and, like, grab him so he can't, like, run away and you can come down and we can deal with him. Because we don't even know who he is yet. So as far as this could be you falling on top of me, but... Which I believe is contested strength.
I'm sorry, what are you even doing?
And we'll try and grab, like,
Grab what?
the guy that fell onto me.
So you feel something fall upon you.
Yeah.
You can't see anything having fallen upon you.
Oh, okay.
You could grab it like a heavy mass that you feel on you, right? You could just do that.
Sure, but like...
Oh,
Well, then that's definitely what I'm going to try and...
I'll get it later. It's nothing important.
Yeah. This is the sort of thing
nothing
that
important,
maybe
you
trying
don't need
to,
it, right?
I mean,
to,
for
like,
now.
hold on to whatever that mass is that landed on me then.
Okay, yeah, I don't think I need a contested strength check out of that. What I would need is a grappling check then, which is dexterity based.
Oh. I assume there's a negative not having the proficiency.
Yeah. 2.
2?
4. 2 if you're a fighting class. 4 if you're a non-fighting class.
4 makes it a dead on. I'm a non-fighting class.
Okay, yeah, you can grab hold of the struggling mass.
I'll follow them down the roof and leap on the ground beside them.
Okay. I did it wrong. I should have gone sideways. Where there was loose roof tiles that were supposed to catch you out.
Not just straight up.
Oh,
the roof.
sorry. Hilariously loose roof tiles.
I'll okay.
So Stumper's sitting there going like...
Yeah,
He's
imagine that
holding-
looks abusing.
From your angle, you can see occasionally, like you can see a thing like someone's wearing, like, say, a robe that makes them invisible, and you can see, like, the bottom bit kick up a bit as they're just wriggling around, and you can see, like, feet.
Stop fighting or I'll finish you off.
Being completely uncontested, nah, shut up, don't believe you.
Oh, I thought you meant like a strength contest
No,
or anything like
it's,
that. Something out. Never mind.
It's a pass. It's a 2. It's a pass, though.
We'll take it. I'll take it, and I'll take it. I'll really take it. They quieten down a bit.
I'm going to remove your robe.
Struggle more.
I'll unhook the hood. I'll feel around and try and...
Okay, yep, you do that.
Yep, and peel back the hood.
It's you.
Where?
You pull back the hood.
Yeah.
There you are. You're looking at you. And I'll leave it there, and we'll find out what the fuck happens out of that next week.
Yay!
You're not here.
Yeah.
So you won't find out who you are.
So,
Stephen's not going to be here for the Stephen thing!
Badges next week, then.
You're like, I'm not doing this again!
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control and if you can take it. All about your depth and if you can pay it. All about pain and who's gonna make it. I am the game, you don't wanna play me. I am control, no way you can change me. I am heavy in depth, no way you can pay me. I am the pain and I know you can take me. Look over his shoulder, ready to run like a good little bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game and I make the rules. So move on out here and die like a fool, trying to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over soccer, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget that the price you can pay. Cause I am the game and I want to play. It's time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control and if you can take it. All about your depth and if you can pay it. All about pain and who's gonna make it. I am the game, you don't wanna play me. I am control, no way you can change me. I am heavy in depth, no way you can pay me. I am the pain and I know you can take me. Look over his shoulder, ready to run like a good little bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game and I make the rules. So move on out here and die like a fool, trying to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over soccer, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget that the price you can pay. Cause I am the game and I want to play. It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game. It's time to play the game. Bow down to the king.
They told me there'd be adventure, then they left me. Repeatedly I'm left alone. I want some freedom. I think I should adventure. It looks so much fun. I could cook all kinds of things from things I see. I adventure alone because they abandon me.
As things grow more interesting and less certain in the city of Vuxalazax, in Zithral things are proceeding at a different pace. Tiller, having departed in what he deemed to be east, across the bridge, found himself looking down upon the Mistral market.
Wow!
He said.
Look at that! I bet there's all kinds of things to eat down there.
He said, focused on the primary concern of any halfling, the next meal. He cast about him. There were some glowing crystals, a strange mushroom, and a thicket of unusual broad-leafed plants just to the north of him, but the cliff face proceeded along. He countenanced that he could probably climb down the cliff face. It wouldn't be that much of a challenge, but what if he became overcome with hunger and lost his grip in as the pangs of not having eaten in the last 5 minutes came across him? There was his emergency sausages, but this wasn't an emergency.
Ah, there's some stairs over there. I'll go down them,
he decided, taking the least of painful options of descending the cliff face. The only problem was, the stairs were rather in the open. What if a Githyanki soldier saw him?
Oh, but they're going to see me anyway when I'm buying food at the market.
So he tottered off, caution thrown to the wind. The stairs were rather narrow and did not have a handrail, but this did not bother Tiller. It never occurred to him that he could just fall and die. No. Death was something that happened when evil sorcerers got their hands on you, or while fighting an evil dragon as part of a noble adventure. Or you grew old and just died from being too bored with being old. He reasoned, therefore, or rather didn't reason, but came to a conclusion out of instinct, that nothing bad could happen just walking down the stairs at an ordinary pace while looking for breakfast, too. And in this instance, he was right, and made it to the bottom of the stairs without occasion, but with much comment that filled in at least a minute. The Mistral market buzzed. Creatures from different planes strode around. They must be people where they came from, Tiller reasoned.
Those must be people where they come from, although they look like monsters to me,
he said unnecessarily. His head turning this way and that, he moved off into the sounds and exciting smells and colours of the Mistral market, where here all kinds of goods and creatures were traded from across the plains. Artifacts, creatures, otherworldly spices are common sights here. The tall, ornate buildings were a hub of activity. At this early in the morning, the tradesmen had come out in force.
Ooh!
He picked up a strange, round, shining fruit from a table. They didn't seem to need it right then. They certainly weren't paying much attention to it. It must therefore be fine to just take it. After all, you couldn't expect someone to buy something that they hadn't sampled. He walked on, taking a bite out of the shining thing. It crunched crisply between his teeth. Juices flowed over his lips.
Wow!
He said, although it came out more of a woof through the food, slowly being devoured by his eager teeth and tongue. The sharp taste was new to him. It was delightful.
I shall definitely be wanting more of these,
he said, happily taking another bite.
Ooh!
A table full of unusually shaped things lay before him now. He had quite walked up to it by instinct, having a halfling's natural inclinations towards such things. He picked up one of the strange objects. This one, although not all were like this, and it is hardly representative, appeared to be made of some kind of pottery or china. It was smooth, beige, or tan-coloured, like a very old bone, but much smoother and shinier. It twisted, being of a large triangular shape, rather like a wooden stake, but not. It was of 4 distinct sides, but twisted around, much like a unicorn's horn would twist, although it only had 2 complete twists before it made its tip. He could see engravings of strange symbols that he reasoned must be writing in some far-off place. A brief thrill of excitement filled him as he imagined himself exploring that place and finding out what the strange writings said. In his mind, it was a place of large buildings that were all twisted like this, very tall and slim and spare, made out of strange shimmering tiles, and he imagined them towering into the sky, maybe 3, 4 stories tall, like places here in Zithral. Talvalen and Zithral had certainly opened Tiller's eyes as to what tall buildings meant. He had previously been impressed with the 2 stories that 1 or 2 buildings in Wormwood had had, and in Aradale learning that 2 stories was an average building height, he had certainly been very impressed. But then he had reached Talvalen. This intricate object was sort of like, but as yet not like, the great tower in Talvalen, which had left him silent for an incredible amount of time, 30, maybe 40 seconds. This was twisted, though, whereas that had had a strange, spare, symmetrical beauty that he couldn't quite put into words. It had made him awestruck and afraid. It seemed to be ready to fall forwards onto him. He had certainly appreciated that even the others in the party of the Rat Paladin, the champions of Jor-Karroc,
had been amazed and awestruck at the sheer height and size of the White Tower. So for him, the idea of large buildings had been forever expanded, but still, considering that to be a singular instance, kept his expectations of tall structures a more grounded and reasonable. Besides, a single story, for a human, was actually closer to 1.5 to 2 stories for a halfling, although halflings tended to build down rather than up. A very sensible direction to build in his mind, though less impressive than the marvellous structures of men, and now Gith, that he had seen on his, so far, not as exciting as he would have liked, adventures. He mused on this as he examined some of the other items. The twisted, strange, four-sided triangular spike, now safely stowed within his pack, unless he dropped it or broke it, of course. He mused at the engravings on these things, some of them round like discs, but bent into a U shape. He couldn't feel the engravings. He deduced, therefore, that there must be some kind of coating or resin slathered across them to make them so smooth and polished. Then his attention was caught by another food stall, this one selling slivers of meat interspersed with vegetables upon skewers. He had seen these before in Aradale. They were known as a skewered kebab. He'd liked these very much before, and was interested to try another. There was an array of them, cooling on the bench. The owner of the stall and no one else seemed to mind when he picked one up, and they didn't seem to demand payment, so he moved on, happily eating from the skewer. The meat was of a kind he had never had before, and he delighted into it. And the vegetables, between, had a strange crisp quality to them, interspersed with a softness that he found quite pleasing, and the way they were arranged sparked within him the idea that food could be more than just simple sustenance and deliciousness. There was an art to presentation as well. He would keep that in mind. Certainly the way the different flavours played off of his tongue as he ate his way down the skewer gave him ideas for the way things should be arranged. Tiller improved his cooking this day, which was, after all, the most important thing, really. Yes, adventure was all well and good, but a man marched on his stomach. Actually, he marched on his feet, but the feet were powered by the stomach. It stood to reason. After all, this was a very good second breakfast. But it wasn't over yet. He spied devices that would be useful for an adventurer, weapons and armour. However, the stall owners seemed to complain when he moved to pick one up. It reasoned that they were probably concerned he would hurt himself. Cheerfully, he bid them farewell and moved on, tucking that small dagger into his pack so he didn't hurt himself. After all, it would be churlish to just throw off their concern like that. He'd learned that much in the company of heroes before. Mindful of the growing tumult behind him as he made his way through the stalls, he wondered what was causing such an uproar, and turned around. A number of stall owners seemed to be shouting at guards.
Oh no, those guards are probably poo-pooing all the fun those stall owners are having.
The guards saw him and pushed past the stall owners towards him.
Uh-oh, they're coming to poo-poo my fun. My fun must not be poo-pooed. I don't want poo or poo in my fun. Ugh, imagine being on an adventure surrounded in poo. Ew, that'll be the worst. I can't imagine anything worse than that.
He quickly dove between two stalls, the stall owners crying out in alarm. The stall owners in this case are unremarkable in their own planes. Here they appeared to be large, knobbly, and only vaguely humanoid, with long arms that reached down to the ground and faces like big slabs with cracks put in them, although disturbingly fleshy, so he didn't think they were stone trolls. They didn't stop him as he darted between them, their alarm giving him more than enough time to dart between. The guards were definitely on his tail. He could tell by the way they were yelling,
"Stop! Come back here! Do not go that way! You are supposed to be under detention!"
Oh, detention sounds terrible. No, thank you. I've had some of that. I was trying to try something else.
he yelled behind him as he darted between some other stalls and came out in front of one of the ornate buildings. There was nothing for it. He would have to go in. The building, it seemed, was called a museum. He didn't know what that was, but when he went inside it rather looked like a matham house. All kinds of objects were doing nothing but lying around on plinths. Among halfling societies, a matham house is where halflings stored items that were no use to them anymore, so that others could come by and maybe find a use for it. These items that you no longer needed or wanted were called matham, and the house is where they lived, until someone could give them a new home. It was a rather clever and good idea, and he was pleased to see that this place was also so enlightened and wise. This only reinforced the idea that a matham house was definitely something that everywhere had, you just had to find it. The items that the Githyanki seemed to not have any use for or wanted anyone else to take were amazing to him. There, a suit of armor. It looked old, of course, but it was in incredible condition. Someone had maintained this matham, which was very forward-thinking and quite neighbourly in Tilla's mind.
Of course. Wow, these people really do care about the others in their community. The Matham house in the Warmwoods filled with old dusty things that you'd have to clean off yourself, but this is all very well maintained, so you could just use it immediately.
It was a singular difference that he realized between the Gith and halflings, and he felt briefly ashamed, and decided to take better care of future other people's things.
I'm definitely going to have to clean all of Sulin's things for her next we meet. I shall not take no for an answer. In fact, why not do it as a surprise gift? He decided. I'm sure, even though she doesn't want me to clean her bow or bowstrings and things like that she's being like these people. She wants to clean them before she gives them to other people very quickly, at range, from silence and shadows. And then they fall over with such surprise and delight. But I shall not take no for an answer, because I won't even ask. I'll just do it. And Sephiro's frosted hammer thing. Oh, he keeps using it and he never bothers to clean off all the frost and ice. It's probably got a very good hammerhead under all that. I shall have to do the neighbourly thing and clean and defrost all of their items for them as a thank you for taking me on the adventure, but also because I am now more community-minded.
He was very easily inspired, was Tilla, as I'm sure you are getting the impression. The Matham house had wondrous things, suits of armor, great big portraits of people or things he didn't know. He saw one, a shining light backing an austere-dressed man, but being a Gith, he did not think they were very distinguished-looking, rather looking like someone had thrown up all over an orc or something. But he realized that to other people it would look different.
They just look different to what I'm used to is all. I came on an adventure to see different things.
And he indeed gazed upon the portrait for a few moments. He could see some long, far-reaching wisdom in the eyes, and saw a noble set to the chin. He believed he was beginning to appreciate the differences in others, becoming more worldly.
Wow, I'm really getting to understand other cultures, even if they are hideous. Ew.
And he moved on. There were weapons lying around, keen, sharp, and still perfectly functional. Tiller did not understand why someone would leave such a perfectly functional weapon just lying around, so he helped himself.
They must have gotten an even better weapon to consider this to be Matham. Or Museum. Haha, I'm learning GIF.
His pack was really getting quite full, so he pulled a couple of steaks of meat that even the narrator hadn't noticed him take in the market. For safekeeping, obviously. They would obviously have gotten flies on them or something at the time. As he ate the cooked meat, grease and juices running over his chin, he realized he had left his bib back in his quarters.
Oh, I shall have to go back there and get my bib,
He said, spraying meat chunks all over an ancient painting that had been just left around because it wasn't of any use anymore. Right? Eventually he heard the guards burst in.
Uh-oh. What could they possibly have against someone viewing all of this old Matham?
But nonetheless, he decided to hide, and his eyes fell across a suit of armor, plates, all standing vertical. A smile spread across Tiller's face. He had just had the best idea for a hiding place.